TIL Mel B of the Spice Girls had a portion of a tattoo with her ex-husband's name surgically removed from her body, sealed it in a jar, and kept it on top of her wardrobe. I know this sounds horrid and weird to everyone else, but as someone who has also loved the macabre human decoration, she's probably doing it more because it's cool than for some weird spite reason. Like, oh, that's my skin, that's fucking metal, I'ma keep this in a jar. I did the same thing when I got my wisdom teeth out, although I have them on my bookshelf. My favorite Scary Spice fact is that she was so thoroughly unentertaining when she was on Big Fat Quiz of the Year that someone took the time to make an edit of the show that removes her entirely. From memory, they even removed her name from the nameplates that sat on contestants' desks. Found it not related to Mel B, but this reminded me of how my mom got a tattoo of her high school boyfriend's name on her shoulder, like basically right above her shoulder blade. When he cheated on her, she got a clothing iron and burned it off. It's defiantly on the darker side of freaky, but if it wasn't a large tattoo, it wasn't such a huge deal. Also, do not underestimate the absolute mental devastation a breakup can bring. She had the money, the time, and the depression. Sometimes I feel like I'm not of terribly sound mind. Then I read about rich people who skin themselves of their tattoos and keep them in jars, and I feel more normal. So thanks for that, I guess. That's nothing. Ginger Spice actually married Christian Stade. Could you even imagine? That would be like saying Margaret Thatcher was the sixth Spice Girl. Mel B seems legitimately unhinged. Howie Mandel told a story on Stern about how she refused to come out of her trailer for 5 hours to film the end of America's Got Talent. So, you didn't learn shit then? Celebrity blah blah whatever you want to call this garbage news, is not knowledge, it's gossip. So, this does not belong in this sub. She must have great taste in men. I recall that she had a baby with Eddie Murphy and he refused to take any responsibility until a paternity test was done. First mistake was getting her husband's name tattooed on her. Keeping it in a jar? That sounds unhealthy from a mental health standpoint. I can understand lasering off an ex's name tattoo. Keeping it in a jar, the exact process of which I am not clear on, seems a bit unhinged. In 2015, the Stabilo boss surgically removed Mel B from the 2014 edition of the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. This sounds a bit unbelievable. Can any doctors or medical ethicists weigh in? Would this be permissible in any state? A daily reminder for people to never tattoo the name of your partner. If you have kids, use their names instead. Imagine the dread you'd feel as her next husband finding that jar right when you get back from the honeymoon. She keeps it in the jar along with a sample of his blood, semen, hair and nail clippings. For reasons. I swear to God, I will dice you up and put in you a box, a clear box, and I will display you on my mantle. That reaction solution is more than a bit over the top. He must have really messed with her head. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. To go back to not knowing this horrifying fact, my ex almost got attacked by Scary Spice. At this point in life, she should come with a warning label. From the same woman that allegedly proclaims "chuck it in me, dump it" during sex. Not surprising, haha. What kind of surgeon physically excises skin for tattoo removal then gives it to the patient? At night, does she hear "moisturize me" come from the jar in her ex-husband's voice? Sounds like something only a serial killer would do. Don't put your dick in cereal. Obviously not over him, or the jar would have been dumped to a landfill. That's a great way to lose weight. Better than Jen and Craig. I hope no one rubs that jar. The husband's gin may pop out again. Case they get back together and she wants to stick it back. I wonder if she used like a little spray bottle to keep it moist. Loads of money, no sense when it comes to choosing a partner. This should be sent to everyone thinking of getting a tattoo. Never have a tattoo of yourself. Have one of your kids' names. I just woke up and had to take a minute and read that again. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta let me keep your skin. What's Sporty Spice up to? That girl ain't right at times. Crazy compassion, though. Name checks out. Crazy Spice must have been too on the nose. They don't call her Scary Spice for nothing, you know? Well, that's one way to put someone's name in a jar.